Thanks everyone for joining us for this afternoon's webinar on business and new business courses at Flinders University. My name is Nicole Lieber and I'm a prospective student advisor here at the university. Basically my role is to help you find out some of your different study options for future education and also different pathways to those study options. I, however, am not an expert in every single course that we have on offer, and so today to talk to us more about the business suite of courses that we have at Flinders University, I've invited the Teaching Program Director for the business courses, Dr. Vipul Pear, to join us to talk more about business at Flinders from his teaching perspective and what's involved in all the courses.
Thank you, Nicole. That's very good, and welcome everybody. We're very excited to sort of discuss with you new courses that we have come up for next year onwards, and also how we have refreshed our current courses with added sort of a lot of value, a lot of opportunities for students to engage with the industry. So I'm going to give you a bit of a little presentation, and feel free to ask questions through messages.
Yeah, you can just pop any questions you may have through the chat box on your screen there as well, and we'll endeavour to answer those throughout the presentation or certainly at the end as well.
Yes, thank you for that. So starting with why should you study business, and also why should you study business at Flinders Business? So we'll start with why should you study business. One of the key reasons why one should study business is that because it's a subject that connects with any other industry, every industry, every other company or area of interest requires understanding of business to some extent, and it is a very widely applicable degree to do it. So what you study in business is not just the knowledge and skills of how to do a business or what's involved, but you understand it teaches you to be having a temperament or an attitude of being adaptable, of understanding how to respond to unexpected situation, how to be a sort of positive thinker, how to have a good strategy about anything. So it prepares you as for a lifelong learning wherever you apply. So it's a very good degree to do it to begin. I mean, that's the crux of it. Why should you do it Flinders Business is because there are various things that are quite unique at Flinders Business compared to other business other providers who offer business degree. One of the most unique thing which we have is that every single student who enrolls in business degree gets an opportunity to engage or connect with businesses throughout their degree in various manner. So, for example, we have subjects that are subjects where business problems, the real business problems, are embedded, and students in groups solve those problems. We have subjects where business themselves come to the class and give a briefing to the class students, and then they in group solves problems about a specific problem for the business. They interact with the CEO or managing director or the top managers during that particular subject and multiple in many instances, many occasions. First during the beginning of the semester, and then during the end of the semester. And then there's other sort of subjects where they become a consultant for real business as well. So there are various ways and various opportunities that comes in somebody who's doing business degree throughout 3 years. And at the end of the 3 years, what we sort of see is that students are well connected and has a very good network with the businesses as with their top managers, and helps them to become more employable. Then we also offer lots of flexibility in our business degree. Most of our degrees are online as well as face-to-face. So you can sort of change from face-to-face to online or online to face-to-face while you are doing your degree, which gives you a flexibility, and we work around you, and you can work around your life opportunities that comes in your life, and that is very handy. As well as we have got lots of support, individual support through a tutor in residence program, where if you're stuck with certain degree or certain subjects or certain content, we have somebody who's always there to help you out. So we have got a various sort of involvement. First, in terms of your career, you get connected with the business CEOs, etc. In terms of your lifestyle, we have flexibility. In terms of support during your degree, we've got tutor in residence, and almost most of our degree are also well accredited, if I can say that correctly, with the professional bodies, which ensures or shows that our program is quite high quality. Our teaching is high quality. Our entire sort of support is high quality that way. For last thing I want to end up why you should do business is that because we have a very strong work integrated learning program, which means that again, in addition to how we are well connected with the business, you have also a very good opportunity to go to a business and do a placement program, where what we have seen is we have got about more than 200 host organization who helps us or helps our student come to their business and do a placement. And what we have observed is about 33% of those students get employed by the same people who have done the business. So it's a very sort of, which is again a highlight of why our program is so sort of high quality, as well as what we do is helping students to achieve their objectives or goals in their career. So this is why we should do a business degree with us. And that's sort of in summary, but there are other various other points which I can't cover, which will end up at the entire night if you have to cover that. But you can feel free to send us an email. We can have that conversation later. In terms of our overview, what we offer, what different degrees we offer, we have got all the sort of most degrees in demand. For example, human resource management, marketing, international business, and innovation enterprise. These are the degrees that are always required in the market. But we also have something called advanced leadership specialization, which can be part of all the other degrees that I've mentioned a few minutes ago. So what that gives us is that if somebody is doing a specialization in, let's say, human resource management and advanced leadership, the objective of that particular advanced leadership specialization is that we prepare you to be a leader. So you have certain subjects that are preparing you or for high sort of which requires high interaction that involves you with the leadership sort of related theories. And then there are some subjects that where you go to the business and become a consultant, like industry project, which also prepares you to be in a managerial role. So that you can combine that or do along with your specialization of your interest. All these specializations that we offer are very well thought through sort of specialization. The subjects that you do within them are we include those subjects based on the feedback or consultation that we get from industry, as well as our alumni, as well as the sector the industry sector that is in demand. So we are very careful in terms of what we offer within the degree itself and how we offer that as well. So that's about the Bachelor of Business degree. You can combine that with your other interests if you're interested in. For example, if you're interested in tourism, you can combine all these degrees with tourism. If you're interested in public administration, you can combine them with public administration. So there is a lot of options, a lot of flexibility around your interest and your career path. So that's about Bachelor of Business in sort of, in summary. If you do any particular specialization or any particular degree, the way when I said we have very we have put together in a very structured manner. What we have done is the first year topics or subjects are all foundation subjects in business that builds your foundation. When you go to level 2 and level 3 of your degree, those foundation subjects, now that you start applying them. So in level 2, you have more application, comparison, critiquing, and so on and so forth, in terms of how it's not just about understanding the concept, but how you apply them, how you compare one concept with another. So the involvement becomes a bit higher. Your interaction with the content as well as the teacher as well as industry becomes very high in second year subjects. Then when you become third year subjects, the involvement is even higher, where in some of the subjects like industry project, which is in your slide right now, under the third year sort of table, where you become a consultant. So the business comes to your class and says, okay, I've got this problem about human resource management, or I have this problem about supply chain, and students in the group interacts and continuously engage with the managers who have come up with this problem. And towards the end of the semester or end of the subject, you prepare a report that is implemented by the company. So it is a very, very hands-on and very sort of really good ground for your training before you enter the market. So that's what we do in the third year level subjects. There's also a list of subjects that are highlights. Some of them, the reason we have put together this list is to give you an example of how we have made sure that what's in demand and what the industry is asking for, we embed that in our degrees. For example, the first subject listed there is the future of work in digital age, which is in line with the demand of how the business is moving, how we operate, how simple marketing management, human resources moving towards digital environment, and that's what you're going to discuss there. Similarly, social media marketing is also very popular and also very important these days, not just from the marketing point of view. It says social media marketing here, but also from the human resource point of view, because what we've learned is that when somebody goes and applies for a job, a lot of screening happens in social media these days. So this is basically two example how we have tried and not tried and also sorry, how we have tried as well as successfully embedded important things within our degrees. So that's about some of the highlights of our Bachelor of Business degree. If I go sort of one degree at a time now, looking from the human resource point of view, as you would know, or the basic understanding, it's about the slide says having the right people, engaging with the right people with the right skill, right job, but it's more beyond hiring and I wouldn't use the word firing. It's hiring and motivating people, and finding the strength in every single person and engaging with them, making sure that they achieve their highest potential. This is what human resource management is about. It's about engaging diverse people with diverse skills and ensuring that your business would does well according, in line with the people. Everyone sort of succeeds. That's about human resource management. And as you can see in the slide, there's something called AHRI. That's the highest human resource accreditation body, and our program is accredited by them, which is also quite a good sign in terms of the quality of that degree. In terms of and marketing, again, marketing is, it says about, it started with basic product, price, place, and promotion, but it also goes beyond these 4 P's of marketing, which a lot of people would know already. Which it goes about how do consumer behave the way when marketing messages are given, how it involves a lot of psychology, learning of a lot of consumer psychology, about economics of and of the market as well. It's also about advertising. It's about creativity. So it involves a various sort of wide range of skills that is embedded. I mean, that is sort of used in marketing. And we prepare students to be a good marketer by not being a salesperson, but by being a more good psychologist who understands what the market wants, and then helping consumers as well as the businesses to fulfill those needs. So it's a very, very sort of interesting area to study. And so that's about marketing. Then we've got international business, which is very, very topical degree to do, because as we know that the borders across countries are not that are easy to sort of are easy to the market is not what I want to say is market is not just one country or another. We interact with people from other country. It's easy to go to other countries and come other countries to come to our country. So it's a global world, global market, rather than one single market or with one country. So the transaction, the interaction, the businesses are beyond one single market, and this particular degree helps you understand that, as well as trains you how to be a global business person rather than one person involved in one particular business country. So it's a very, very interesting degree. One of the important subject that we discuss in this is international trade, which is quite popular and useful for people to understand, which includes philosophies of what happens in different countries, but also the economic aspects of other countries, the trading laws, and or as well as economics involved in that subject as well. Anyway, so that's the international business. And as I said, industry in advanced leadership is a specialization which can be which is sort of which can complement the other specializations. The difference is that in advanced leadership is something where we the focus is on leadership. So you do a 3 or 4 additional compulsory subject. So the degree is still 3 years, but instead of having some elective subjects, you have 2 or 3 compulsory subjects that prepares you to be a sort of a leader. One of the subjects is industry project, another subject is leadership in business, and another one is industry placement. So these are some of the subjects that you must do when you're doing this particular specialization. And as I said, that you can complement with other specialization, other area of your interest. So that's about advanced leadership. Then we have a very interesting specialization along with, again, in line with the demand of the market, which is innovation enterprise. That's how there are lots of demand about from the market to be economy is also going towards innovation and enterprise related sort of area. In this, we cover lots of things about not just being how to be an entrepreneur, but how to have a mindset which is innovative, mindset of being an adaptive person or an adaptive employee. So what I want to highlight here is excuse me. What I want to highlight here is you don't need to think about like if you don't have to do this degree only for people who want to become an entrepreneur or who want to start a business. It is a degree that is also applicable for everybody who wants to be a successful employee, because this teaches you, gives you how to be adaptable, how to not always think in a linear manner, but also be flexible or improvise in a more productive and constructive way while you're working. So how to think out of your box, out of the box, out of your box, how to think out of the box, and so on and so forth. And which is what is required, which is what the employees need these days, to not have a simple sort of straightforward mindset, have somebody who's more creative and innovative in a way. So that's what it trains you to become. And the last one is management, which is a degree that prepares you for any managerial role that could be in the field of human resource strategy, or planning and decision, and so on and so forth. So it makes it's a management as a whole. So it could include organization behavior, it can include strategy, it can include managing people, and so on and so forth. So these are the degrees that we always had, and we have improved by embedding important subjects within each of them, by working with the industry to sort of have a very topical sort of degree, keep it up to date all the time. Then we have got some new degrees as well, which is supply chain management specialization, which includes analytics, which is also in high demand. How to sort of understand and interpret data, how to sort of understand the logistics and numbers in a way, and then there's a supply chain strategy and also procurement and supply chain. This is a very hands-on sort of a very important degree, not just from the manufacturing point of view. So the manufacturers need supply chain, but also a lot of other other industries and companies requires you or expect you to have understanding of something like project management, something like how things are connected with one another, and this particular sort of degree teaches you that. To give an example, for example, retail. Retail is not straightforward supply chain, but a lot of element of supply chain is included in that particular industry. And then we've got exciting subjects which comes from a lot of demand in the market, and especially Australian market, because Australia is a sort of a sports nation. We love sports, but however, most of the degrees offered in Australia are around sports recreation and physical activities. This particular degree complements those element, which provides a sort of a degree on management of sports. So you have elements of sports and physical activity, but you also have management of sports that includes sports marketing, leadership in sports, sports law, and so on and so forth. So that's it's a very good combination. That's a very good degree, which helps you to sort of fill the gap that is there in the Australian market in sports industry. So these are some of the two new degrees and some of the old ones that we offer. And this particular slide gives you a summary of degree that we have, but also tells you that most of them which we have discussed are also offered online. So if you are somewhere in a regional area, or if you and you want to do these degrees, you can easily do it from a regional location. But also, if you are doing a face-to-face, if you decide to do face-to-face degree, and during the degree you have maybe after 2 years you have started another plan, it doesn't mean that you have to stop studying. You can also change into the online mode, or you can do subjects that are online. So some of the subjects you can do online, some of them you can do face-to-face, which helps you sort of gives you a lot of convenience and flexibility. And there are lists of accreditation that we have across our degrees, which I've already mentioned a few minutes ago. So these are our degrees, and then I'm going to leave again, go back to Nicole to talk about how do we apply for them and what are the dates.
Thank you so much, Paul. I think it's always so wonderful to hear about all of the different courses and what makes our courses a little bit different, and the fantastic opportunities all our students have in terms of the practical application side. And I think it's absolutely wonderful that the students are working on real world problems, real business problems, right through their degree as well. So they're not just being, given random kind of scenarios. They're physically out doing things, working with proper businesses to address those issues, which is wonderful. In terms of applying, if you are interested in coming to do any of those courses or any course with us at Flinders University, applications are all done through an organisation called SATAC, which is the South Australian Tertiary Admissions Centre. All applications are currently open at the moment for undergraduate degrees. We do encourage you to apply prior to the 30th of September. Current Year 12 students, if you apply before the 30th of September, your application fee is $45. All other students, it will be $85. After the 30th of September, there are additional late fees. So to avoid those ones, please do just pop your application before the 30th of September. You are able to go back and make any changes to your application. So if you have already submitted your application and you're sitting here going, oh, actually, maybe now I'd like to go and do sports management instead, you can go back in and make any changes to your SATAC application as many times as you want until the 18th of December. There are no charges or fees for that one at all. The first round of offers will be on the 20th of December, so hopefully if you're interested in doing a business course with us, you pop that one in and we'll be able to receive an offer from us on the 20th of December as well. We do encourage our students to really think about their preferences and think about pathways to those courses. A lot of the programs that we have on there within the business space, we do recommend that you always list the regular Bachelor of Business as a lower preference to take into account different ATARs, and full details on the different ATAR requirements for the different programs are all available on our website as well.
And you can also enroll into the generic Bachelor of Business, and then when you come here, you can decide if you want to change into specialization. So there's always an opportunity to sort of explore and then move on.
Which is fantastic, because if you're not sure of which of those fantastic specializations you'd like to go into, you can go and pick and choose a couple of different topics from the different areas, have an explore, and then decide from there. If you do have any questions about these courses or any others that we have on offer, you can always send us an email to askflinders@flinders.edu.au or get in touch with us at 1300 354 633. It's 1300 Flinders, and we'll be able to answer any questions you may have about the courses and entry criteria as well. We also have a number of upcoming webinars that are also available on our website. particularly of interest, accounting and finance will be coming up shortly as well. So if you do have an interest in both spaces, a lot of those courses are able to be combined across the accounting and finance sector as well. And there's a number of new courses within that area too, including we also have some webinars on uni life, so life at Flinders University, and how to apply and actually how to do your CTAC application and organise your preferences also.
Can I also add in that accounting and finance, if somebody is interested in economics, this comes under accounting and finance. So please make sure that if you're interested in economics, we do offer it, and it's under accounting and finance.
Thank you. If you are an international student, the course information is the same, but the application process is a little bit different. So do check out their details on their website as well. Thank you so much for those who've joined us live and also those who are watching the recorded version of this. Keep in touch with us, and we wish you all the best for your future studies at Flinders University.
All the best.